Does an eternal Father prove an eternal Son? Isaiah 9:6 says, "Unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulders, and his name will be called Mighty God and Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." Some Trinitarian theologians have argued that the eternality of the Father, in and of itself, proves there has to be an eternal Son throughout eternity past, because they allege that we cannot have an eternal Father without also having a timeless eternal Son. Why does this argument fail? Firstly, a father cannot be a father unless he begets or creates an offspring. That would make the child born and son given a created person rather than an eternal person. For the human child born and son given had to be an offspring from the Father with a beginning. Secondly, Yahweh is called our Heavenly Father because He is the Creator. Yet just as an earthly father exists prior to becoming a human parent, so our Heavenly Father could have always existed as the self-existent one prior to becoming a father. My children could call me Dad, a father, but I existed long before I actually became a father. Therefore, God the Father could have always eternally existed as Yahweh before becoming a father. Thirdly, since God calls those things which do not exist as if they already existed, according to Romans 4:17, the all-knowing God likely always foreknew that He would create the angels and humanity throughout eternity past before the actual creation took place. In this light, we can understand how the title Everlasting Father is applied to Jesus in Isaiah 9:6. Jesus is identified as having the name of the Everlasting Father because He is the full incarnation of that only true God the Father. Thus, the omniscient God might have always foreknown that He would father His future creation throughout eternity past. Perhaps not with all the details, but He should have had some sort of foreknowledge that He would eventually create something. Therefore, He could be called a Father, an eternal Father. Therefore, God could have always thought of Himself as the eternal Father prior to the actual creation of all things. Fourthly, since 1 Peter 1:20 states that the Son was foreknown before the creation of the world, the Son could have not actually existed as a Son prior to being foreknown. Otherwise, the language of foreknowing becomes meaningless. Wherefore, it is possible to believe that the Son was always eternally foreknown throughout eternity past before the Son was actually begotten. Hence, God could have always known and loved His Son and His future elect before they were actually begotten. In this light, God the Father could have always been a father to the Son before the Son's actual existence, because the Son might have always been eternally foreknown by the Father before His actual beginning. Fifthly, John 5:26 proves that no one granted life to the Father, but that the Father granted life to the Son. For as the Father has life in Himself, so He has granted the Son to have life in Himself. Since the Son was granted life by the Father, the Son could not have always existed as an alleged God the Son, as Trinitarians suppose. Even the chief founding father of Trinitarian theology, who was really a semi-Arian, rebutted the Trinitarian idea that the Son has to be eternal or timeless because the Father is eternal or timeless. Tertullian wrote in Against Hermogenes chapter 3 that God the Father could not have been the Father previous to the Son, nor a judge previous to sin. There was, however, a time when neither sin existed with Him nor the Son. Tertullian clearly taught that God was not always a Father to the Son, but became a Father when the Son was begotten as a pre-incarnate Son. Thus, Tertullian really believed in Arianism rather than Trinitarianism, because Tertullian believed that the Son was begotten or created in heaven before He was born on earth as a Son. Therefore, Tertullian himself rebuts the Trinitarian assumption that the Son had to have always eternally existed as the eternal progeny or offspring of the Father, for the Father to have eternally existed as God. For more videos like this one, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit us on the web at apostolic christian faith.com. God bless.